My name is Blaine Ray, president of TPRS Books. You're about to hear from Blaine Ray, the inventor of TPRS. Blaine is going to share with you parts of his story and also the amazing results that he's gotten from teaching online classes. You see, the results that Blaine has gotten have surpassed anything that we viewed as possible. We're excited to share these results with you so that you can get better results in your classroom as well. After listening to Blaine, be sure to stick around and I will come back with a personal invitation for you to continue learning about TPRS. Enjoy, and we'll see you soon.
Hello, I'm Blaine Ray, and I have been teaching a second language, mainly Spanish, for 35 years using stories. This has been an amazing journey. I started out following James Asher and Stephen Krashen and anybody else I could find that knew about language acquisition and saw the wonders of comprehensible input. But I especially found that it was so effective using stories. And so I experimented more and more and came up with the idea of what's now known as TPRS, Teaching Proficiency Through Reading and Storytelling. It's been an amazing journey, but the best part has just been in the last couple of years. 2 years ago, I decided to teach an online Spanish class to grandchildren in a homeschool group. It was mainly an experiment to see what we could do and what I could do, and just with fluency. After they had had about 100 hours, I thought they were pretty good. So I wanted to test them and just get a rating for them. And I'd heard about the ACTFL rating system of the oral proficiency interview. So I had 3 of them take an OPI, oral proficiency interview. They all felt that it was so hard. And yet when we got the ratings back, they received a rating of intermediate mid. And I did some more research into that. You go to ACTFL's Apple test, they have a chart and they say that it takes 7 years of school to get to intermediate mid. Bill Van Patten talked about how hard it is to get students to intermediate mid. And here with this way of doing TPRS, I was getting kids to do that in 100 hours. Well, I decided to see if I could replicate it. So a year later, I started a second class. And this class was maybe better. So I tried to I had 3 of them take the test after 60 hours. And much to my surprise, 2 of them tested intermediate mid and the other one was intermediate low. And this was after a little more than 9 weeks of Spanish. I couldn't believe it. The results of these classes have been amazing. And so we decided to try it one more time. This time, after just 20 hours, some of them were able to get to Novice 4, which is a Novice High. That would be, again, if you look at ACTFL's published information, they say that should take 2 years. This has really been amazing. Even more interesting is that all of these classes have been recorded and put on YouTube. We invite you to look into this more, into what TPRS is, the new, modern, improved TPRS that's better than ever, that teaches fluency better than ever. We invite you to look at those YouTube channels or even come and join one of our classes.
I hope you enjoyed listening to Blaine and the amazing proficiency results that he's getting. I have a special call to action for you. I invite you to go to our website. On our website, you will see that we have TPRS trainings, we have resources, we have materials. There's so much more you can learn about TPRS. Our goal is for you to get better results, similar to what Blaine has done. Come explore TPRS. Let us know how we can help. TPRSbooks.com.
Hi, my name is Ashley and I'm 32 years old. My whole life I've wanted to learn languages and I've tried so many different methods I've lost count. Every method that I've tried just ended with me being frustrated and wasting energy. I came to a point where I felt like it was just me. I just didn't have a language brain and that other people had things that I didn't have. But I stumbled on TPRS a few months ago and it has totally changed my perspective. TPRS is fun and engaging and interesting, something that all of my traditional methods never really had for me. TPRS teaches with stories, which I think is part of the reason why it makes it so successful, is that stories are things that we love as humans. They're something that's built into our DNA. Everyone can relate with it and they're fun. It's interesting to me learning this way because I'm just having a conversation. I don't even realize that it's in another language. That's like a bonus. The results that I've been getting from TPRS are astonishing to me because I've spent the last decade trying to learn languages and it just never worked out. Because of TPRS, I've been receiving results in languages that I didn't even think were possible for me to achieve. Traditional methods always just left me feeling frustrated and mentally exhausted with nothing to show for it. But TPRS is fun and enjoyable on top of having amazing results. I'm happy to say that TPRS has changed my life and I will never be using a different method to learn languages again.
Konnichiwa, my name is Missy. I am a high school Japanese and ELL teacher. I've been teaching world language since about 2003, and I was finally introduced to TPRS, CI, all of that glorious stuff in 2017 after I came back to the US. I dabbled in it here and there, but I never really found my niche as a teacher until this summer when I took the online workshop with Blaine Ray, Ray, and Craig Shihai. When I was in that training, I learned some new steps that TPRS is doing, and it wasn't solidified into my mind until I got to experience it as a student. So right now I'm in their Spanish class, and let me tell you, it has blown my mind. I studied Spanish for about 20 hours and I took an Apple test and I scored Novice 4 after 20 hours. There's no way that any of my students would have ever scored something like that with how I was teaching, but I think now I'm able to perform better and my students are able to perform better. And I, as a teacher, am able to really understand what my students actually can do and what they actually are understanding, whereas before I was just assuming. I also feel like I'm being really understood as a student in my Spanish class, and I'm given plenty of opportunities to demonstrate my skills, which is just a thrill, and I love it so much. So I highly recommend that you find out more about it too.